here we go. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and otherwise. What's up? My name is Devious. Today, we're working on a tabletop RPG system. Why? I don't know. Let me actually put this in my stream chat. Seems reasonable. Just throwing this in there, don't mind me, because I am an absolute psychopath. Hey, what's up, nerd? How you doing, RJ? I just posted in your server, big surprise. I don't think, yeah, okay, that one doesn't have self-promo chat. How dare, bro, you should know the score with us by now, like, you talk smack, I talk smack, we all talk smack. That's just how we do things here. Like, that's just how the things happen. But today we're vibing. Hopefully the VOD won't get attacked for any discernible reason. Knowing my look, it probably will, but hey, whatever. I'm just scrolling through the various Discords I'm in, seeing if I could throw some pings out, annoy people with my existence. You know, the usual stuff. You have one. You have one. It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. In the meantime, how are y'all doing? Y'all having a good day? We enjoying life. Hey, Stream Elements finally caught up. Glad you're alive, bro. Transition that to live chat. I think we're pretty well good here. I'm allowed to self-promo in there, so I'm not going to. Pretty sure I'm not allowed to. Oh, wait, hold on. We have a promo chat. We have a promo chat. There we go. Okay, I think I successfully annoyed literally everybody. The fact that there's only one person here is very telling. Just popped in to say hi and leave you running in the background for extra view. Well, thank you, my bro. I really appreciate it. So, just to throw in an introduction for anyone who's kind of here after the fact or watching the VOD. Hi, Riku, by the way. Uh, So I've been rewriting like the entire thing because I type fairly fast and I don't really mind it. But I'm using this as a kind of way to clean up the document and make it a little bit more readable slash easier on myself. So you guys can't really see my entire screen, but over like on this side, on the left, I have the previous document, which is in like this landscape two column format that's kind of weird. And on one hand, I kind of like that. On the other hand, I think I want to do like more of a zine type format. I keep harping on that. Which actually, now that I look at it, I've got a few examples here. So like Maze Rats is also in the two column format. So is Karen. So I might do just portrait two column. Yeah, all of these are in two column format. So if I want to do like a normal zine, then that'll be that. However, I've also been looking at these tiny little like microzine or mini zine booklets. These things are literally they can fit in the palm of my hand and they're so adorable. I made like 30 of them just through various free stuff, printed them out, and you could like fold and cut a piece of paper to where it makes this tiny little booklet. It's so adorable, and I love it. I would want to do that, but I don't think that's going to be like I don't think that's going to be enough space to actually put all of the rules that I need. I say that, then there's this one game called Pocket Fantasy that just laughed at that and like this is an entire freaking book, legitimately an entire book. But that'll be for later. I need content right now. So anyway, yeah, we are now going to just do things and hope that they kind of work per se. Which first and foremost, we're going to be rewriting the entire thing. I think I should probably make a how to play section just to square everything away. Kind of popping through a few of these, seeing what the terminology used is. Do we need like a fancy thing, or do we just put it like conflict resolution? Is the big question. Mm. Some of these are kind of weird because a couple of these books, they don't have the actual rules until like Karen doesn't do it until midway through the book at page 11, where it actually tells you what all the stuff does, and that's after the character creation book, the character creation bits, which I'm not really a big fan of. Maybe it's my power gamey side, but I like to know exactly what I'm buying when I go into character creation. You know, I like to know exactly what I'm doing in that case. So take a look at maze rats because I think this one did a little bit better. Yeah, okay. So like there's a small intro and then it goes into danger rules, which is its version of like conflict resolution. Let's just do what are they normally called? I forgot what most systems call it. It's like a roll of some kind. I meant to have myself more together than this. I'm sorry. All right, let's take a look at Pathfinder. Why not? I got the Pathfinder 2e book right here. What do they call roles in conflict resolution? This ought to be fun. Da, 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 da. Okay, so right, Pathfinder, like D&D, has this massive introduction section that tells you everything about like, oh, well, what is a role playing game? I'm going to make the assumption that everyone who picks this up is going to know what a role playing game is. Do I just make it like a DC difficulty class? Because I feel like that's the most common term that everyone's going to know. I'm constantly struggling between being like trying to be unique and losing sight of actual playability in the process. This is a really, really complicated section. Okay. Nerd! What's up, Al? How you doing? I'll just set these on the floor for now because this is way the hell too far away from me. Let's check out Fate. Why not? Fate seems like a cool idea. Da, 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 da. Wait a minute. Really didn't mean to get caught up in this. Like, I'm just trying to figure out how most things go about talking about the dice rolls. You know. Da, 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 Carl, you Okay, so it's like taking action, I guess. I'm getting really torn up on something that probably doesn't even really matter. Okay. Hey, what's up, Basil? I get what you mean, but I think it's best to assume that someone approaching this hasn't played a lot of TTRPGs. Uh, if that's your sort of niche, that works, but throwing out consideration. Right. So, to an extent, I do agree. But a lot of people have never even heard of like smaller format stuff like this. If you look at, and Basil, I don't know how much of the previous conversation you heard, but I want this to be zine friendly, which means like you could print it out on a few sheets of paper in a certain way, like print it out landscape, fold it over, staple it, and that's an entire book. That's your book. A lot of people have never heard of games like this, like Space Weirdos, Karen, and Maze Rats. Those are my big ones. And the people that have heard about those and actually play them are usually the ones who are kind of like me and you. Like we're the turbo nerds that have been playing this a lot. So there's arguments for both sides, but I do see your point. A very short little introductions like, hey, this is how you do things is probably the best way to go about this. Oh crap! Hey, Jack Wolf. Greetings on the wondrous walled building wordsmith, Devious. How goes your day today? Are you ready for the fun start? For a fun start to the stream, what wonders will we be building today, and why won't the super chat work? I don't know. I don't know. Did you try and super me already, bro? Is it giving you problems? If it is, I'm so sorry. I don't know what the problem is. It's nothing I've done. I think I haven't adjusted anything, but yeah, Basil, I like that. Don't let me forget about it. Well, like I'm saying that like you're going to be on stream for the entire time. But like I'll make a little note to add a short intro section just to make sure that everybody's covered in case somebody does kind of stumble upon it. There we go. Like you don't need to treat people like a toddler, but giving a sort of overall idea is all the same. Yeah, that's fair. Several times I tossed 10 bucks in your lap for some reason. Well, thank you for trying, man. But it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's totally okay. No big deal. The thought matters more to me than the actual dollars. That being said, need a way to describe conflict resolution. Why is it still bolded? That's weird. Okay, now we're not bolded. That's good. Yes, by the way, I am using Comic Sans. It's easier to read on my eyes and I can reformat it later, so sorry if that bothers you. It's fine, it doesn't bother me. No, really, it's okay. Like, if you really want to throw money at me, then I'm sure you will figure out a way, and I am very thankful for it. But I'm not going to be a greedy bitch on stream. I really, though, I appreciate the effort either way. But it's fine. It's fine. You do not have to pay me for this service. I would do it anyway. So let's just what do we call it? So like, let's do give me your money. I'll be a greedy slut. Dog, chill. Give you enough change for a Starbucks latte and a cookie. I don't know if 10 bucks will cover that, but I appreciate it, man. Oh, why are you gonna be like this, bro? Why? Don't mind me. I'm just scrolling over to something else that is completely unrelated to this conversation. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say something, but never mind. Do not. All right, so let's start this off with actually mine in particular. This would probably be a little bit more prudent. Versions. Probably don't need that in there. Why are you like this? Because I like being nice and your reactions are fun. That's fair. That is fair. If it makes you feel a bit any better, I already have a fresh coffee, so I am covered for the moment. Also, I'm not a big fan of Starbucks. They're very expensive and their stuff isn't good. Yeah, I said it. I'll fight it. I'll fight about it. Excuse me, I did not give you permission to give me a freaking ad. That's rude. And it's a 15-second ad. How dare? How dare I say, as I am streaming to the very same site, that forces y'all to watch ads? That's fair. All right. I gotta find a way to word this. Hey, what's up? Thantos Black. That's a name. That is a threatening ass name, bro. I like that. You sound like a freaking 90s action hero. Like one of the real edgy ones. Like freaking what's his name? God, what was the dude's name? Was it Kurt Russell in Escape from LA? Freaking Snake Plissken with the eye patch and the trench coat. Always walking around posing like he's a freaking Versace model. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump you like that, but that's a cool name. What's up, man? I hope you're having a good day. At least it's not 1 hour ad that I went before. Yeah, the skippable ads are nasty, bro. Like some of them, and my dad drives me insane because he'll throw on like a YouTube video while he's out working on glass or something, and he'll just be there for like hours on end. And one of these ads will come on. It doesn't matter if it's like uh, 30 seconds to a minute to like 10 minutes. He'll just let it play until it finally annoys him enough. Then I'll go over and work on it. But still, yeah, the ones that are like an hour long or 10 hours long, those really piss me off. Like, how dare you make the assumption that I will sit here? Never mind. I'm getting I'm getting a little upset. Getting a little aggro. Plus, I don't know your Steam profile. I'd throw it. Okay, Jack Wolf. Purely because you will not stop talking about it, I'm gonna regret this. Fucking hell. There's a donation link on my about page. If you really want to throw money directly to me, that is there. I appreciate it. It won't pop up, but I will see it, and I will. I shall give you head pats. It's about as much. Oh, you're Sona. Okay, what's up, bro? Oh yeah, you just pinged me in Nixie's server, I think. Appreciate that. Much obliged. So, how's about I actually get back to work though? Talking with you guys is kind of funny. Wait, I feel like I'm going a little bit too far in. Never mind. Think about it. Okay. It'll help make sure you get the extra support. Thanks, bro. You want the weirdest YouTube ad I've seen today? A full music video by a group called Magnolia Park, 2 minutes 30 long, and a pretty damn good song too. See, those I actually kind of like because like it's still very much an ad, but sometimes when you get the ping for just the right music, and you're in the right kind of mood, and it pops, you hear the song start, and it's like, damn, this ain't what I clicked on, but that's kind of fire. I love those. Those are nice. Those are sick. Now, if I could get an ad for one of Fable's songs, that would be cool as all hell. Anyway, I just realized I'm breaking this up for no discernible reason. Okay, sorry, I got a little into it there. I need to remember how to brain. Pretty sure that's one word, but it was giving me the red earlier, so it'll be fine. And the 1 hour one I had was like a weird Muslim non-English one. That is very strange. As long as it's not another Chromebook ad, it really made me hate this song. Yeah, bro. Dude, there's a lot of ads that really make me hate certain things. And at this point, I'm gonna be honest. The more aggressive an ad, the more I am likely to completely ignore a product or service. It's to the point where I've genuinely started repressing memories and like I don't even have an example that I could pop up right now. Like I think the only one that I can think of really is a actually not that one because that one's actually got some spice to it. I don't know. It's usually the ones that you see over and over and over and over and over again, and they're not annoying at first, but the 75th billionth time that you see them is like, I can parrot everything in this, and I genuinely wish you would shut the hell up. It's rough, bro. Okay, so we've got the versions of play now. So let's talk about conflict resolution. Main reason everyone hates the Ultramarines? That does kind of make sense because like they're just aggressively forward in the lore. Like you see more of them than you do anyone else, which is ridiculous. I just realized my phone is kind of dying. Let me just plug that in. Appreciate everybody who's dropped likes so far, by the way. Much obliged to you. Okay, so do we really need something cool? Um, yeah, let's. I'll give it a working name, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. So let's call it a risk check. RC. That'd be a smartass. The reason I say I'm being a smartass is because D&D and Pathfinder both do difficulty checks and difficulty classes, so I'm just changing up the wording a little bit. But hey, I'm using a D12 and it's SRD anyway, so bite me. Good choice. Anyway. Oh, by the way, in that last video that I put out, which that video is doing pretty well, by the way, for bolt gun, I made a comment about I don't know, it was something about black armor for a space marine, and somebody immediately popped. I was like, "Oh yeah, you're a Black Templar." It's like you realize that I have been talking smack about the Emperor this entire time, right? Could also call it a challenge check. Yeah, I could also just call it a challenge. Like, there's no real reason for a second word. And then I could call it like a challenge rating for what the difficulty actually is. That would probably be better. Yeah, let's do that. I like that idea. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, rewrite. Can I just not spell relevant? Wrist is bothering me for some reason. Very awkward. By the way, does anyone know of any like decent? Okay, so look, I'm looking for some kind of software, preferably that's free or a one-time purchase, specifically free, that can allow me to basically format my own stuff. Either that, or if one of y'all wants to give me a rundown on how to do it, like in Google Docs, that would be cool. But that's for later. So, so there's that.
God damn it.
Hey, what's up, bro?
This entire time I was trying to, like, make my mic pick up me heavily slurping down some of my coffee, but no, it just didn't want to pick up.
Oh, you mean like this?
It didn't even pick you up. Go fuck yourself.
How did that not work?
See what I mean, though?
Yeah,
It's
sure.
like, God damn it.
Hey, it used to work.
Dude.
Maybe that was on my old mic. What's up, bro? How you
It
doing?
would have been funny.
It would have been funny. It's like immediately smart ass. Bro.
Actually, you should use a D something system because you can.
Actually, you can use a D this dick. Boy. Fuck, I forgot where I am.
Oh, I forgot you probably have stream mode on, so you wouldn't see me pop.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Hydration check. Roll 3d12 to hydrate. Oh, Jesus. You know what? Just because I've got my dice tray right here. Where's my good d12s? Hold on. There we go. I've got 3 specific d12s that I really like and that usually don't show me wrong. So let's see. 3d12. What do we get? An 8, a 12, and a 4. That is remarkably horrifying. Wait, what? Hold on. I literally got 4, 8, 12, bro. That is funny.
That is the most average you could ever average.
Yeah. Oh wow, that is hilarious.
Like, apparently math was like, we're going to legit have you do exactly what we want you to do.
Down the middle, my bro. Actually, wait, hold on. No, that doesn't track. That's not true. That's higher than average. Because average would be 6, not 8.
Oh shit, right.
Wait. I thought we were onto something for a second there, bro. Why are you doing that to me? I'm already bad enough.
I ain't the designer here. I'm just here to fucking break your game.
Talk shit and get in the way.
Also true.
Uh, that is not how you spell failure.
Failure.
What?
The way you previously spelt it.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I thought you were just having a stroke. Okay, I'm gonna just copy paste this, but it's not gonna be as it is there. Oh God, why? Wait,
Fuck you, fun.
there we go. Okay, that works. We made it work. We made it work. I think I decided to take out the mitigation rules in base play, by the way. Shouldn't? I don't know. Kind of balance between like, I sort of want a two role conflict resolution system. On the other hand, I kind of don't want to overcomplicate it like that. Hey, what's up, Merwin? Um, actually, wait a minute. Great streamer. I'm just typing and not saying anything. Crazy. My defense,
I'm
all y'all
trying
need
to
to do it.
find. I'm trying to find shit to make fun of, either grammatically wrong or fucking spelled incorrectly. But you keep
Did you just utter
fucking
the
correcting
fucking
them.
words grammatically wrong?
Yeah.
Put on your clown nose. Get your clown nose and your wig. Go and Hong Kong somewhere else. Okay, I think that works for now. Tired after coming back from my cousin's wedding, so completely out of it. I understand that fully, my bro. Perfect honesty, I fucking hate weddings, but hey, that's me. Right. That is not what I meant.
98. What?
Wait. Do I want to have opposed rolls? I don't think I do. I've already got that set up, so yeah, that's not a problem. Basically, what I'm doing right now is just heavily streamlining the entire experience.
I can see that.
During coming back was draining. Understandable. Wait, what? Said something as soon as I started reading chat. I'm so sorry.
I said I can see that. Literally nothing of note. Get back to work, you bitch.
You realize I'm streaming alongside this, right? No.
You think I care?
I think I am entertaining people.
And
Which is
I
something
mean,
you could take notes on, smartass.
you fucking what, mate? I'm pretty damn well entertaining, thank you very much.
Okay. Do you have your clown nose on?
I'm about to fucking yoink this brother into the goddamn battle bit in 1v1 him, I swear to God.
Are you sure you want that smoke?
Probably not.
All right. Okay, I've got a little bit of shenaniganizing here, but hey. It'll be okay. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I think at this point we're up to character stuff. So, does this work? No, that doesn't work. That does not work.
I wanted to joke about something, but I felt like it would be digging a bit too deep.
Nah, send it. What you got?
Just wait, chat. In the next week or so, he'll be ooh shiny and completely drop this.
Will I? Is something new coming out?
See, I was more saying that to challenge the spite side of you and be like, you know what, I'm gonna finish this because fuck you.
No, I'm pretty sure Phantom Liberty is coming out like in the next couple of days. So yeah, probably.
I haven't really cared about Phantom Liberty so far.
I'm vaguely interested in it, but the way they've been marketing it, I don't know.
It's weird. It's weird.
It's very weird.
Comic Sans!
It's easily readable.
I wonder if Law is taking commissions right now and would be willing to draw Cade in a clown suit.
I've actually got him commissioned for something, and I'm like 7th in line last I checked. So he is taking commissions, I believe, but it'll be a while. Yeah, I got the YouTube pay and immediately went, ugh, shiny. Also, he's making me a PNG tuber, so I can finally, not just have the very first com I ever got from him as my PNG avatar.
I've been thinking about trying tuber programs.
Trying what?
It's a little thing called TuneTuber. It's a little program you can do on OBS where it's supposed to be like basically like the PNG, but it's a bit more animated and fluid between transitions and such.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's a matter of figuring it out that my brain's just like,
Okay, Cade, since you're here, you can help me with this. How would you handle stats? Because like right now, I've got I've got four combat specific stats, four non combat specific stats, and then speed and health kind of separately.
Given that you're running off of a D12 system so far, I would say try to keep them as low as possible.
No, like, I feel like that's too many stats, but I also want there to be. Okay, let me put it this way. I want there to be a notable difference between a super chunky knight engaging somebody and a light evasion fighter kind of doing it. And I,
Okay.
I don't I don't want them to be able to use the other style without any stat changes, if that makes sense.
For that,
It occurs to me you probably don't know the stats that I actually have. So
also true.
yeah, I've got for combat stats, I've got fighting, shooting, casting, defense, and speed. And speed's kind of one of the outliers because it progresses differently. And then for non-combat stats, I've got body, agility, wits, and psyche. So at the moment, there really is no difference. Now that I think about it, so what if I just took casting and defense out, added fighting and shooting to the general list, and then had defensive stuff go off of the other stats? That would probably work.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's see how that works.
All right.
So,
I'll be right back. I got to take this call.
all right, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got rid of tech as a stat. That yeah, it's been a little bit on that, but generally yes. Tech, I think it overlapped with wits a little bit too much, but let me get these on paper or proverbial paper, and yeah, see how this goes. So let's go with wait, wrong button. There we go. I feel like I've already done this before. The more I think about this, though, the more I kind of like it. Is I have the attack methods kind of all on their own, and then the defense methods are more like the sort of general everyday stuff. But in a sense, that also doesn't really track. Yeah, I'm gonna get it down, and then we'll adjust it if need be. Spelt that for a second there. That would have been awkward. Wait a minute. Ye bastard. Oh, this should be justified. There we go. That looks better. Much cleaner. All right, now we get into the weird part. Which is Getting into this though, the more I feel like because we have these very sort of normal looking stats, like very D&D kind of centric stats, but then we go straight into fighting and shooting as completely separate things. It just the backside of my brain is saying that these should be skills, not attributes, you know? Like this is stuff that is trained. Which would kind of make sense because someone having the coordination and physical mass to get into a fist fight and win usually will not have that capability unless they have trained. So that kind of makes sense, I suppose. Mm. Yeah, the more I look at it, the more I'm not terribly fond of how this is panning out. Because if this is the case, like, I guess shooting is a very specific type of skill. So let's reorganize this slightly. Let's just call this melee and ranged. Slight renaming because I mean, if we're gonna have that as our combat stats, the whole idea of this is to streamline more and more. I'm in a weird spot because I don't want to go with the usual. I guess it's kind of an OSR style that a lot of people go with. Like Maze Rats in particular is a really good example. There's only three stats in the game that you can roll on. So you've got strength, dexterity, and will. That is it. Those are the only attributes that you ever get. And that is not necessarily enough for what I want to do. But how do I expand on that? So the thing I'm really looking at right now is what is the point of these if I could just use these? Like, would that be oversimplifying it, or would that actually make sense? Let me see if I can get my boy Ren in here because I feel like Ren would have some good words on this. Somebody is streaming and I do not recognize their name. Big sad. Yeah, I'm gonna ping Ren, see if he wants in. Went in, yes, kind of, sorta. I'm back to building my TTRPG system, and it's throwing me off a little. I'm trying to figure out what the point is of having a separate melee and range stat if I already have like body and agility. Because I want to streamline the system a lot, but it's breaking my brain a little bit as to how to do it while still giving some some statistical versatility. And I don't want to go with the full six stats of D&D because that feels like a little much. I also don't want to go with the three stat setup that a lot of similarly basic games go with. And more than that, if that's the case, then why should I only have wits and psyche as my casting skills when I have these for physical? Why don't I have a separate stat for casting, which leads me back into the other thing that I was doing, which is four stats for combat, four stats for non-combat. Boy, it's throwing me off, bro. I guess in theory we could angle the other way. Like, okay, we don't need all of these, but then we lose a lot of really basic stuff. Crap, bro. Game design's hard. Okay, I'm gonna leave this as is for right now, and we'll come back to it later. Game design was easy. Everyone would do it. Yeah, that's fair. Oh right, I can't. Oh, it just occurred to me Miles actually left chat. Okay. So now Ren is here.
Hello.
Hey buddy, how you doing?
How it goes?
It goes. I do not have a little man's for you. One second.
Hey, what now?
I do not have a little jumping man's for you. Un momento.
I see.
I gotta friggin' make one.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, little talkie bro. Don't remember what this one is. That would have been. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. I do have that one. It just wasn't active at the moment. I had to say, I could have sworn you've been in here with that before.
No, I'm lurking behind you a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Solved. Fantastic. Delicious coffee crisp. That sounds amazing. Okay, so, Rin, my bro, I have run into a bit of a problem.
What's going on?
I'm trying to figure out what the stat spread should look like for this game. I ended up calling it escalation, by the way.
That's pretty cool.
I thought so. So, I remember I was talking to you. I played a little like playtest with Mag and Dead. I don't know if you've seen this particular setup, but I have in the previous version, the one that I'm not rewriting right now, I have four stats for combat, four stats for non-combat, and then two stats that are kind of separate, those being speed and health. And I'm thinking that might be a little bit too many numbers for this, so I'm trying to crunch it down a little bit, but also I'm
Okay. Uh,
I'm kind of having the issue of why have a melee stat if I could just slave those numbers to agility and or body.
yeah, I can see that. It's kind of the strength of the decks, right?
Yeah, but simultaneously, do I really want that to be a thing? Because just because someone's a chunky boy doesn't mean they're going to be able to hit someone very effectively.
Yeah, I know, and that's always somewhat annoyed me, especially if you know anything about actual sword fighting, etc.
Which I do, which is why it's driving me insane.
On the other hand, then we have to determine what does a person do with brute strength. Because in original TTRPGs, being able to hit with it is just about its only saving grace. Since feats of strength don't occur all that often, it's like I think the only skill is athletics, something along those lines that feeds into it.
Yeah, well, okay. So just so we're on the same page, the body stat that I have as stands is a combination of strength and constitution. So
Okay, that's fair.
it's
That already has an excellent use of not dying.
yes. And actually, thinking about that, I could probably cut down yet another stat by slaving somebody's health points to body somehow. Because I'm kind of leaning towards running with a wound system rather than straight up health. So there could be a way to fiddle with that. I'm not sure.
So by wounds, do you mean something along the lines of taking injuries?
Well, think Savage Worlds.
Okay.
So as you get wounded, you get more and more debuffs until you get to your maximum, and then you just go unconscious. But there's not like if you hit somebody with a sword, the sword doesn't have a number of damage that it does to you. At least I think. I'm realizing I'm kind of breaking the system as well because I was doing something a little, I guess, Warhammer like.
Yeah, I mean, you were partially inspired by because of the scalability to skirmish slash
Yes.
logic.
There's also another thing that I'm kind of working on is like, do I want there to be two separate roles during combat? So, like, if somebody takes a swing with a sword, you gotta roll for the swing, and then I would like there to be a second roll from the defender to see if they actually take the damage or not.
Yeah, that I always liked about your suggestions, simply because I mean, take our recent Pathfinder game. Taking a hit and not being able to bond in any way, shape, or just just hurts. I want like I know it's technically a random dice roll anyway, but it somehow feels like you have your fate in your own roll to defend.
Yeah. Okay, I was actually thinking of removing that second roll because it kind of I felt like it got in the way and made fights way more survivable. But with how rattled works, I don't think that's going to be a problem.
What is
So, oh right, rattled is my answer to 5 parsecs from home's stunned condition, which is let me find it on the other document here. Each instance of the rattled condition stacks character takes a penalty to all rolls, offensive and defensive, equal to twice the number of rattled stacks on them. If the number equals current health at any time, they fall unconscious. So
then
that's kind of my answer to you hit someone but their armor soaks it. You still do something. It wasn't a waste that you attacked and hit, but it doesn't do overt damage. And
they've
go ahead.
this
Go ahead. You broke up.
1 second. Let me my mind.
Okay. You're very.
So the
in
issue is
There we go.
is that better?
Yes.
The issue is my brother is being a bit loud in the background. I'm trying to kind of tune it so
Yes.
that it tunes him out, but I can still pick me up and gets a bit off.
A delicate balance. Anyway, you were saying.
Uh, yeah. So if you take a hit but you save it, you still get rattled, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty good. 'Cause then you still done. It does make fights take long. I mean, like the whole system of Warhammer does have those additional steps in before injuring someone specifically to make people more survivable. But that also feeds into the fact that they tend to have not that many to go around.
Not that many what to go around. You broke up again.
HP wounds,
Yes.
regardless.
And that is kind of what I'm leaning towards. So the way damage works at the moment is everything has its own damage number, except for bows and crossbows and shotguns. I made those kind of variable. So those are actual dice rolls at the moment. And there are some more. So those would technically be 3 rolls for an attack. But if I can get back up here. Okay, so full example, you make an attack with the sword, say.
Mhm.
You would roll um, you would roll a d12 plus fighting, and let's say you hit the target number, whatever it might be. Then, assuming you don't have to do a damage roll with that sword, which technically you would, but details. Say you do 5 damage. The damage is
Okay.
hold on. The damage is automatically applied, but there's a mitigation roll that the defender can roll to mitigate that damage, which is the
Oh,
second
I
roll.
get it.
So
So
if
it's not a saving throw in the unlimited sense. You just negating everything. You're actually trying to point by point.
yeah, so if and the way I'm trying to make it is I'm trying to avoid having people roll for specific things like separately. So like I could make it to where you I don't know, you roll your fighting stat, and whatever your roll is how much damage you do, and the defender rolls their defending stat to negate that damage. And however
Hmm.
much they roll is how much they negate. I want to avoid that because, say what you will about Warhammer, they have it very well set up to where you don't need to roll for individual unique numbers. There's always a specific target that you're going for every single time.
Yeah.
And
I
that
mean,
is,
they've smoothed it out. They used to do that,
yeah,
as you probably know.
that's what I wanted to emulate. So like I would like for all the weapons to have their own flat damage stat. So like with a generic rifle, you hit someone, if you succeed in the hit, it deals 6 damage. So then the defender would have to roll 6 or higher to mitigate the damage. If they roll higher, they get excuse me. If they roll higher, they get a stack of rattled. If they roll
Yep.
lower, then they take. I was gonna go with 1 damage, but I guess it could be like the difference in damage. But then we get into more unique numbers, so yeah. So basically, if they roll under the damage done, then
So
they take
if
one.
you want, if you're going for a more Savage World style system, then taking one makes sense
That,
because you don't have that many to begin with.
yeah, that's kind of what I was leaning towards. And at the moment, default health is 3, and you can pump it up to 8 through buying more with experience.
Okay. Here's the question though. This makes total sense for rifle and various other ranged weapons.
Okay.
But what about a weapon where the user kind of expects to add their strength to the damage? You know, like a large maul, double-handed, that sort of thing.
Right. Then we tie it. We have like a lower base number and tie it directly to either their fighting stat or like their body or agility. That could be by
Yeah.
weapon.
So you would still have to work that out, but you would only have to work that out once when you yourself get the.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have to like calculate it per roll.
The defender has no responsibility on that other than to uh, listen to what the number is by the attacker. The attacker's responsibility is pre-combat. They don't have to figure anything out in the moment because the number's already there. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all of that being said, do I really want to have one continuous stat spread, or do I want to separate it into combat and non-combat? Because the attributes that I have, I kind of want to split them up into combat and non-combat, because that
Okay.
way.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
so no, it's fine. I was gonna say, well, what are your thoughts right now for these attributes? Because some of them might make sense to separate, while others may not necessarily.
That's
So, by way
kind
of
of
example, body, which is kind of con strength, all that, it would kind of make sense to add some bonus from that to your, to your melee strikes and not have to separate. Since it's all we're still talking about like the physical power.
true to an extent, but then what with finesse type weapons like rapiers and daggers? Do you still add the body, or do you add agility?
Oh, I see the problem.
Or And this is kind of what I was going for. Do you just add the fighting or the melee stat, and that be your damage bonus because that's your preferred weapon, or that's something that you're trained with?
True. If we have just a generic fighting stat, you could add that to a weapon regardless of whether it's finesse or otherwise. Otherwise, you'd have to do something like add body to some, add agility to others, representing you are like stabbing them in the
Yeah.
throat. Some other
And in theory, we
inconvenient.
could we could also tie that to specific weapon types because right now the melee weapons that I have, they're non-specific. I've got unarmed, small, medium, large, massive, and long. That's it.
Okay.
So there's a lot of possibility to like, I guess, homebrew one's own melee weapons, and we could expand upon that very easily.
I mean that's good because ultimately people are going to like at first it's the advantage of the system will be its simplicity, but later on people are going to want to have like choice.
Yeah. And full disclosure, I'm kind of building the very, very baseline bare bones right now. And then I could add like I don't know, maybe a second document to flesh it out a lot more. It's like, okay, you like the system, now let's get into the details and make it crunchier.
Okay, fair. But yeah, that sounds. So, what are you actually thinking then? Fighting as a separate stat, or feed them off agility and?
Right now, I'm kind of bouncing between having the setup that I do, which is body, agility, wits, psyche, melee, ranged, speed, and health. Haven't gotten health down yet, but it's there. And then the last system or the last version of this that I did was there's two separate combat stat or two separate stats. One set of four for combat, one set of four for non-combat. And the combat ones were fighting, shooting, casting, defense, while the non-combat were what you see here, which is body, agility, wits, and psyche. The reason I'm thinking that is because Lancer did something very, very similar. If you remember our time with that game, it had like role playing stats specifically, and then your stuff as pertaining to your mech, which was your main
Yeah.
form of
Yeah,
combat.
the main fighting stats.
Yeah.
I would say give it a whirl like this. Like actually grab, like some of us whatever, and have us build characters and throw us into a fight and see, or probably a fight and a non-fight scenario, some kind of like not a one shot, but maybe like a quarter.
Yeah. I actually did that with Dead Mag recently.
Okay, that how did that work out?
I didn't have the damage as it was, so didn't really work quite as well. I really need to playtest more instead of just theory crafting. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, like because you're gonna find out whether it's convenient to not have the separated stats if you just like throw people through the times.
No, that's true. So I'm thinking what I do actually is I drop the V3 that I'm working on right now because I'm overcomplicating things, and I try the previous system to see how that works.
Yeah, yeah, like send people through some quarter sessions a couple of times, and I reckon you'll have a better idea about these questions because it's not something that like me and you can sit here theory crafting all day, but we won't really know.
I mean, on that note, it's ready to go.
Thing.
So I just need to get people to actually try it.
Well,
You got a
this
minute?
the I mean, I have a minute. I don't know if I have enough of time for a session though today. Mostly
um,
because I have been somewhat annoying some family members by sitting up late repeatedly. So I don't know if I can add it.
well, I mean, not like a full session, but just like testing
But sure.
stuff. Um, Mag was kind of working on a character sheet, but that should be fine for the moment. Yeah, let me DM you the document. Then I'll walk you through it. And to everybody on stream, I'm going to slap up Foundry real quick just so we have something to look at and roll with. Hey, I think Cade's back.
Doctors make my head hurt.
Oh,
Feel
hey.
that. Hey, bro, we're about to start playtesting. You want in?
That's why I'm here.
Oh, that's why you showed up. You wanted to throw dice. You didn't care about helping build the game.
No, I don't. I do it, okay? Because I'm just here to be a guinea pig.
No, honestly, that's fair.
All I read was, "Oh yeah, we need help testing it," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll join for that." And then I
See,
know you're like,
I said
"So
something
this
along the
blah, blah,
lines
blah, blah,"
of.
and I was like,
I said something along the lines of, "Yo, we need people to test this thing." You heard, "Hey nerd, let's go throw dice."
And then you asked me game design questions, and my brain just slowly shut down.
I did send both of y'all the document, right?
Yep, yep.
It says V2 though. Did you want to throw this one at us?
Yeah, me and Rin were kind of talking about it, and I need to actually test the previous version before I start making big sweeping changes. So we're gonna do that.
I need a new image for myself. I've been a bun boy for a while now.
All right, I am going to first of all unpause that. Second of all, I'm gonna make a couple of characters for y'all. And this is purely so you guys have something to represent yourselves on the board. I'll give you perms for him here in a sec. There you go. Stream appropriate avatars, if you please. And I should probably give you all a link for it.
Yes, I was about to say.
That's a good point.
Oh, god damn it. Hold on. My connection's closed. And I know why, so I might blip to both y'all and the stream. Just give me a... Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, wait. I know what I did. I know what I did. I know what I did. Hold on. No, stupid.
Da, 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 da. Devious is this Golden Age Simpsons? Because I'm about to choke a child.
Are you wearing your clown suit yet?
Make me casual.
Don't you threaten me with a good time. Okay. Hopefully that works now. Yeah, okay, that works. So I am going to... There you go. And I've got the simple dice roller on the left, so we could just do that very easily. We're gonna... Yeah, why not? Throw a couple of these boys in there. Okay, so very basic generic character creation. So you can join, but I'm grinding mod tones at the moment. You're welcome to pop in if you want, bro. But thanks for stopping by and viewing. Okay, so general character creation. You've got 8 basic stats split between combat and non-combat. You got shooting, casting, defense, and fighting for combat. Then on non-combat, you've got body, agility, wits, and psyche. You've got 2 outliers, that being speed and health. There's a table somewhere down here that shows what the default is. Yeah, it's on page 7. Yes.
Huh.
So page 7 is the character creation bit. You've got, let's say, let's start with newbie status. Let's go 10 points, and there's a chart right next to the default stat profile that shows what you can buy.
Feel like we might need a character to play around.
What do you mean?
In Foundry.
I do not have the capability to set this up on there like a character sheet.
Never mind. We will do this
You're gonna have
live.
to, yeah, doing it live on a sheet of paper, my guy. That's basically how I've been doing it. Slowly going insane. Oh Lord. Oh no, the book that I was using is under a whole bunch of these tiny mini zines that I'm totally not addicted to now. I still can't believe somebody figured out how to make a whole ass like a whole ass rule book that is the size of the palm of your freaking hand out of a single sheet of paper. That blows my mind.
There we go. Finally. Fuck.
I know, right?
Question.
And sir?
What? Okay, that speed makes sense. Okay. Do you got anything in terms of unarmed defense? Unarmored defense.
I do not at the moment.
Okay.
Of course, you
So
go
defense
for the
buffs
weird
down.
shit. As stands, I'm just gonna say 2 weapons and whichever armor you want to go with.
Any requirements for armor in terms of strength?
There is a bulk system,
Box. There it is.
which I should probably put the bulk explanation a little bit closer to the thing. Basically, every weapon, armor, piece of equipment has a bulk listed. Your bulk limit is 10 plus body times 2. So default, it's 12.
So we only have 10 points to spend, and those be the cost.
Yeah. I've struggled with that shit quite a bit. Looking at it, I probably should. Probably should add some kind of default mana stat, but I feel like that's kind of pointless.
I was about to ask starting mana.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna add this real quick. Actually, I should probably add this closer to. Actually, no, it should be here. Fuck. Okay, let's do this. So when purchasing your first spell, you gain mana equal to the spell's cost. Basically, when you buy your first spell, you get however much mana you need to cast that spell. I feel like that's a decent way to do it. Looking at it, going straight caster from the start is probably not very viable with how the points are spread out.
Well, novice you can't.
Say again?
In newbie you can't.
Yeah. I could also just cut all of those costs in half, but then I feel like that would. I don't know. It's getting weird. What is? Oh, I remember that guy. Oh, hey, somebody new just jumped into the server.
So the zeros for fighting, shooting, casting, and defense, those are like lack of bonus. Still roll your dice, whatever.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Fighting, shooting, casting, and defense start at 0. Does that mean that you simply can't do it, or does that mean that you just don't get no bonus for it?
You just get no bonus for it. So think of that like with Savage Worlds, how you get bonuses or you get dice for basic stuff like athletics, persuasion, etc. It's kind of like that. Like you get some body stat just for being alive and a functional member of a society. And same with the rest of them, but you're not necessarily trained in combat as a result of that. That's why those are zeroed out.
What we're able to equip?
What? What do you mean?
Oh, that I was wondering what we could grab from this pool of weaponry and stuff.
Any 2 weapons and any 1 armor. Then whatever else you can buy with stuff.
Okay.
Oh, just joined the Discord. Oh, okay, that's you. Nice. Well, welcome, bro. We're all insane. Check the quotes chat. Nixie had a fit when she saw it the first time. Okay, so I'm going to design some very basic foes for you guys real quick. So we're not just headbanging against the stupid.
What does bulk do?
Bulk is how much you can carry into battle.
And what's the cap on that? Is it body?
Bro, I told you earlier. It's your
Sorry.
body times 2 plus 10.
Okay.
Translation would not recommend heavy armor to someone who does not have much in the way of body.
What does light armor do? Because it says +1 FGT rather than DEF.
Yes.
Does that mean that you are better at hitting people weirdly enough when wearing it?
I just realized I didn't explain target numbers to you guys. So the way every stat works is you get a derived stat from it. And I'm circling my way back to answering your question, I promise. So with light armor, you get a +1 to your fighting target number, which is what somebody else has to roll to hit you in melee.
How do we
And-
derive that?
Right. There is an entry for it up here.
You could just say like page 3 or something like that. Like I can find
I don't
this.
remember where it is what I'm...
Fair.
Okay, yeah, it's funnily enough, it is on page 3. Derived stats.
I am.
So you take... Oh yeah, I simplified it. Basically, add 6 to your attribute. Think of it like your passive stat in D&D.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Fair enough. So is fighting more the stat to defend with, weirdly enough, or like?
It depends. Is the like I tried to inject some depth in here, so
Let's do to mitigate damage. Okay, so defense is your role, while fighting is their role.
yes and no. Let me finish. So if you have a character that is really good at fighting, then it stands to reason that they don't need to use like generic evasion or armor to defend against another fighter, right? They can do like some fancy interception stuff, hook their arm, whatever. So the way I made it is the defender chooses which target number the enemy goes after between fighting and defense if they're fighting in melee. Anything else goes after defense. Does that
Yes.
make sense?
Yep.
Cool.
Oh, I have a question. What are the rules on shooting into combat?
So shooting into another combat, there's currently no penalty.
Like,
Ranged
okay.
weapons in melee. When you're threatened by a melee weapon, it is a -2.
Okay. No penalty though if your ally is fighting in melee with someone.
Yeah, if you're shooting into a melee and not threatened, then you're fine. If you're shooting while threatened by a melee combatant, then you get the penalty.
Gotcha.
And threatened being you are in range for someone to make a legal melee attack against you. They don't necessarily have to be right next to you. Oh crap, chat has done things. You're being insane is the best. Definitely do that. Fair enough. Making Tetris. This is it's just think of this like a speedball field, like paintball. There's a lot of quotes. Yeah, we have so many quotes. Yes, RJ, us dweebs are still going. Thank you so much for noticing. I see the crew has welcomed you, Sona. Wait a minute. Who gave this person? Who did? Ah, they sent it forth themselves. Fair enough. I love how Lizzie's first thing that she said to Sona was, I mean, we literally have a motto of walking is for peasants and I have slain gods. Alternatively, roll for initiative, fuckboy. Yeah, that about sums up our entire chat. The vast majority of it.
They should be good. Emphasis on should.
All right.
Give it a shot.
I don't know how you guys are doing character sheets, so I can't really.
I
Can't really
literally
verify.
just wrote down the stats and put.
I mean, there's not too much we can get, like with the novice loadout because of flying.
Yeah.
So
that,
it's fairly straightforward.
that is kind of the point, but fair enough.
All right. All set. I'm going to wait to represent my character. Do I just take the existing Savage Worlds profile?
Just grab the character that I assigned to you and throw a like simple avatar.
Give
on.
a.
I sent you a link to the stat block. That I think went around correctly.
All right. You do need to do derived stats, but that shouldn't be too hard. Just next to all of your the numbers that you have. Oh, you went brave. Next to all of the stats that you have, just add another number that is your bonus plus 6. That's it. Except for health and speed, those don't need the extra. So that'll be your target number.
Like that?
No, not plus 6. Just like actually make the calculation, because like for fighting, if somebody hits you with a club or something, that's what they're going to have to roll to attack you. So for fighting, it would be 6. For your shooting, it's a little bit higher. That would be 8. No,
Oh, okay.
you
I get
need
it now.
both numbers.
What are you fuck?
Well, if you would read the fucking document. Anyway,
It's
So-
too many words.
unfucking fortunate. So look, what you need before you continue typing, what you need is your bonus for a stat, which is going to be your offense. So when you roll to hit something, you're going to need your fighting bonus. When something rolls to hit you, they're going to need your fighting target number, which is the derived stat that I just gave you. And it's literally whatever your modifier is plus 6 as a whole number. Got it?
Kinda.
Well, you're doing it correctly, so I'm assuming we're on the same page, hopefully. All right. That'll work. Ren, how are you doing over there?
Fairly good. I will see stat block.
Okay, I'm actually going to do something slightly different. So,
Now, here's the test of whether I understood these rules correctly.
hey, what's up, Cloud? Hey, Quizzled, how you doing? Oh, you actually sent me something? I could not hear it. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, just like Cade, you do need derived stats for at least all your combat stuff. Which fighting is your only offshoot, so you have that, fair enough. And it is correct.
I only do one thing.
Yeah. You can have another piece of equipment if you like, by the way.
Is there equipment as
Well,
Sure,
sorry, I mean,
listed.
like another weapon.
true, but I won't.
Okay, just going with that. Which, of course, it balanced out. Cade made a sniper, you made a brawler. That's kind of funny. Okay, so I think then we're ready. Let's go ahead and kick this off. We'll get to weirdness as we go along. So we're just gonna say, for the sake of stuff and things, you guys have been contracted to clear out some, let's say, space goblins from a general this wayish direction.
Sorry, I just recognized that image Rig used that you're a piece of shit.
Wait, what?
Fucking ass.
Dude, you are so robotic and busted up. What are you saying?
I think I teamed up with the Joker.
Oh shit! Not again, bruh. Oh wait, hold on.
Sorry,
Other
I'm
than weapons.
kind of dying because I know exactly where that's from.
My image, I assume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh wait,
you edgy son of a bitch.
I didn't even look at it. Oh god damn
If you
it!
haven't, yeah, that's a Final Fantasy movie.
Fucking you edgy son of a bitch, says the dude with the freaking super edgelord cowboy.
Hey, I just want someone to represent my good old gunslinger self.
Perfect.
You have a sniper rifle,
And a 6-shooter at my back.
boy.
Why not buy the 2-in-1 6 shooting rifle?
Well, that's just a Remington.
Fair.
Also, man didn't say I could, so. How does initiative work?
Get to that when we get to that.
Okay.
Writing down stats on things at the moment because I forgot to give these goblins weapons. Excuse me.
Fair enough. Get Venom in a cape as you PNG. This sounds like popcorn.
Okay, first of all, that is not Venom in a cape. That is my own creation, and he's wearing an electric blue trench coat. Get it right. You're also disregarding the fact that he's wearing fingerless gloves, throwing up devil horns, and is a ghost. If you're going to accuse me of being an edgelord, get it all in there, motherfucker.
This is canonically what Luna summons as a Reaper.
I mean, if we're talking about canonically, yeah, so canonically, at least the way I think about it, is I'm a separate entity from Luna, so technically you're not wrong.
Just sort of pulled and dragged along as Luna fights gods and otherworldly deities, and it's just like, fuck you, bitch.
No, it's literally a stand moment. Like Luna turns, is about to get hit, and my fist just comes out of her chest like, fuck you!
Fuck off!
Hence Reaper is the perfect job to represent.
I am Luna's creation of spite and anger.
Kind of other way around, but details. Okay, I'm gonna go with this. Sorry, I probably should have thought of this while y'all were making your characters, because I am totally not an idiot.
My thought process just goes to the scene of Emmett Selk being like, "You cannot control the light bearers. You are too weak. I'm gonna do it just out of spite. Fuck you. Fuck this hurts."
I'm pretty sure I heard you say you cannot control the light bears. The more deadly cousins of the gummy bears.
I mean, there were
quite a few of those.
there were quite a few light bears, even in that first dungeon. Piece of shit's made my first big pull die instantly.
Bruh.
I was over there all used to Stormblood dungeons, like, yeah, I could fucking big pull this easy. Meanwhile, I think it was Lizzie who was healing me, and they were just like, you go and learn.
I was actually wondering which race to play as. And 3 next time, and this has settled me on Kislev. I will control the light bearers.
Okay, that's less than ideal. I definitely need to work with casting shit. But okay, I think we're good for the moment.
Just to double check, does the speed stat mean how many squares you can move, or were you gonna make it a?
That's how many squares you can move. But it's also
Okay.
to do with your initiative.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do this now. So the scenario, extremely simple. There's some people that don't like the fact that there are space goblins gobbling their gobbles over in the corner in something. I don't know. There's goblins. Go fuck them up.
Understood.
So you guys enter yon area. And there are.
I feel like I'm gonna be last now, and it kind of makes me sad.
There's a way that this works. Trust me. Trust in the process.
I hope they're as inaccurate with their firearms as I would expect goblins.
Yeah, I didn't give anything a stat above 2 for all of this. So y'all should be fine. All right. So.
That own stats notices nothing above a 2.
Yeah, that's kind of the point. All right, you guys enter the area, and there are goblins afoot. So, initiative time. The way you roll initiative is you roll a flat d12 against your speed stat. If you roll under it, you go in the first action. If you roll over it, you go in the second action.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get lower than a 3. Some bitch.
Okay. Okay, so both of you are going in the second action, which means in the opening bit of combat, nothing happens. Didn't write in any rules for surprise, so we're just gonna fucking send it. Which means the Gobos go first. And they have a speed of quite swift, actually. So this one's gonna come over here. And given how that corner looks, he's barely got a line on you, Cade.
Okay.
So he is going to shoot his auto rifle 2 times at you. So this is going to be 2d12s. And what is your defense stat, my friend?
Well, that sucks.
I'm assuming not above a 9.
It was 7 because I forgot to add the 1 for my medium armor. But yeah, it's 7.
Okay, so it would be 8. Or is it 7 with the medium armor?
It's 7 with the medium armor.
Okay, so yeah, the goblin rounds the corner, sees you, and lights you up.
Well,
Much for our sniper.
Yeah.
fuck
Okay,
off.
so he's yeah, he shoots at you twice, which means you take 2 hits of 5 damage each. For each individual hit, you roll a d12.
Gotcha.
If you roll equal to or above it, you mitigate the damage and take a sack of rattled.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
And
I'm
roll.
trying to beat 5, right? That's what you said?
Yes, 5 is the damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Beat 1.
Mitigate 1.
Nope.
Do not mitigate in the second one. So, one of them bounces off of your armor, rattles you a little bit. The other one hits you quite squarely. You take 1 health damage.
Okay.
And
I
you
am
have
down to 2.
And you have a stack of rattled, which means all of your stuff is at a -1 until the end of your next action.
Dickhead.
Oh, I'm fucking sorry. Did you want to just not get any kind of issue from getting shot and soaking the damage?
Absolutely, man. I
Here,
wanted
bro,
to
put
just
on this
sit there
level
and
3 and
clap.
let me hit you with a 500 Smith & Wesson and see if you fucking walk that off. All right, other goblin time. They're, as I said, they are quite swift, but also quite cowardly. This one's going to come over here. And Rin, my boy, you are in range. He is going to rat-ta-ta at you.
All right.
Maybe giving them auto rifles is a bad idea. It does not matter. He
Let me show you
slams
how
into
it's
the
done.
corner, starts to slowly pie around it. As soon as he sees Cade, he pulls the trigger, but then his brain processes you, and he just sprays in the air above both of your heads as the recoil takes him. So that was pointless. And now, this lad. Can't see Cade, so he is going to shoot at you, Ren. It just occurred to me, all of these should be at a -1, which would not have affected anything so far, but I should have been on
But
top
it's
of it.
there.
My apologies. Yeah, so the way multiple attacks works is if you have multiple attacks per action, you take a -1 per attack. So all of those should be at a -1, but again, it wouldn't have affected anything. So
Mm-hmm.
swift dodge. So all of these are basically rolling flat then. All right, I'm assuming a 6 doesn't hit because that's a default, and
Indeed. And the 9 does. My defenses are not as my fighting.
fair enough. Oh wait, do you have you don't have any bonus to defense, do you?
No.
You do not. So
You
that
didn't.
is a 6. So that matches, which means attacker bias, you get hit twice.
Right.
So now 5 damage a pop. Roll 2d12 to see if you mitigate. It's worth noting, by the way, sometimes, okay, fail on 1, and you succeed on 2. So same thing as Cade, you take 1 health damage, and you take 1 stack of rattled. But it is worth noting, sometimes it would actually be better if you took the hit to maintain your full combat capability. You know?
That does kind of make sense.
Yeah, because
Oh, I see.
getting damage doesn't, at the moment, it doesn't reduce your capability in fighting, but being rattled
Right.
does.
Allow me to just turn off RJ's channel first.
Did it start popping off?
Oh, yes.
Oh dear. Okay, so that is the end of the Op 4 phase, which means the enemy phase. And now you guys have your turn.
Question, who
Now
goes
the
first?
Second action. Whoever goes first, if you guys need something like a hard roll, then whoever has the higher speed, if there's a tie, roll for it. Otherwise, whoever goes first.
I'll your speed.
3.
4.
Damn. Go ahead, bro.
No. How do actions work? Is it
So-
is it Pathfinder?
It is basically Pathfinder 2e, but dialed back a little bit. You start with 2 actions. You can do anything with them.
Does moving count, or is that separate?
Movement is an action,
Okay.
which is why getting more actions and having higher speed is very good.
1 action, 2 actions. And
Okay. And I believe that would be all of your turn.
I will,
then.
however, say that I will press myself against that wall.
Yeah. I probably need to figure it out, like put it in words, but I'm going to assume if you're up against a wall, then you're taking cover behind it. It's mostly sightline based anyway. So,
All right.
yep, that's Rin's turn. Cade, send it.
I am very happy I bought for another action. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna take 2 shots with my sniper rifle at the guy across from me.
Okay. I'm cool with you doing that, but every action resolves independently. Like, so you do your action, it resolves fully, then you move on to another one. So
Yeah.
go ahead and do one,
So
but you're not wasting
shot.
your second one if you just one tap it.
Oh, okay.
There's a reason I word things like this. Also, wait, what the fuck?
Makes
what the fuck is
sense.
going on?
I have a +2 in
Looking
shooting.
Oh,
Wait.
Is there a way I could?
I assume someone has to be something I didn't quite get, and I probably would have done what I did anyway because of how experienced I am.
So,
But I have a weapon with reach 3. How does that work?
so reach 3 means you can reach up to 3 inches or squares away from you.
The easiest question is like, would I have been able to nail them from here
Yeah.
or from here?
So reach 3 would be out to there.
Okay, so if I'm standing, if I was standing here, I would be able to hit him. That's fine. I was actually still would have been second action, just forward, just
Still to get into cover.
didn't have. Well, if to get into cover, it's obviously 2 actions, but I couldn't even if I had chosen to be exposed, I couldn't have hit. Just
Fair enough.
about.
So wait a minute. Why do you have? I thought you took a long sword.
I did.
You're talking about an actual long sword.
An actual fuck off long sword because, well,
You took the
my
fucking
icon-
Masamune, didn't you?
yes, of course.
Okay, Cade, do your attack.
Okay, so this is at a +2. 11.
That is an easy hit on the goblin.
6 damage.
6 damage. He is going to roll to mitigate. Does a sniper rifle have anything?
Oh, 8. Sorry, I'm
special?
reading the regular rifle, not sniper rifle.
About to say that is an important difference.
And a -1 to this mitigate roll.
There we go. So that's what I was asking. So I need to roll a 9 to mitigate this shot. Does not happen. That motherfucker gets got quite bad as you put a clean bullet straight through its center chest and blow it almost to pieces.
And then I'm actually gonna do something a little. Fuck it. I'll just use my last action to pop into cover here, scoot a little bit in there.
Yep. Did occur to me because of your rattled stack. Actually, you moved before that, so your rattled stack would have gone away. Fair enough. Very smart.
That's why I did that. I actually thought about that.
Awesome. You're beating me at my own game. Also, hello. Kuya's the Kraken. That sounds familiar.
I heard you say first action. I was like, wait, I can move and then pop him in the head.
There you go. Okay, so you have taken out one goblin, and that was both of y'all's turns. So now we would do upkeep stuff, but there is none. So we go to initiative once again. We roll this per turn. So once again,
right.
you guys roll against your speed. You're looking to get under it. That is the worst time to roll a 12.
Are you fucking kidding me?
This is where I'm rolling high.
Every time,
Foundry,
dude.
thank you.
Every time. Okay, so the goblin. The goblins are going to go first once again. Or they're going to go before you, rather.
I cry.
Yeah, the gobbo next to you, Rin, is going to freak out, slash at you, and then run away. Because you are a large, chunky boy, and he is spooked. I'm assuming a 4 does not hit.
Not even.
Yeah. So he like swipes at you with the little piece of sharp metal on the end of his auto rifle and just goes running away.
Question about attacks of opportunity.
Not currently in the game at the moment, but I would be surprised if they are not a thing because I love that shit.
Ask because
There
my
you go.
list of ranged options is fairly thin.
I'm still so happy this man got a long sword.
By the way, that goblin, where he ran, he's still in range.
I
Oh
know.
my god.
He has not escaped.
I'm going to say that there are attacks of opportunity, even though I forgot to put in rules for them. I'm gonna add a note about that because I like after our conversation about Pathfinder, I kind of do want to make that like a specific ability that people take, but for now,
Yeah, that could be quite nice. I mean, the take on attacks and opportunity in Pathfinder is interesting,
yeah,
where it's something you kind of highly trained for rather than something that's just like a thing that happens.
yes.
But
Maybe you can make it like a threshold in the fighting skill. Like as you get more in a skill, or
it would make sense. That would be cool if like
ooh,
skills
dude,
give you
that could be like a shadow run kind of thing. Like as you get better at certain things, you get abilities along those
like
skills.
skills get unlockables along the route. That's actually kind of
That'd be
badass.
sick. Yeah.
Making a note of
Oh,
that
and maybe like
immediately.
shooting gets essentially fast hands, where for like let's say the crossbow, you get you don't have to spend an action to reload it.
Can't type on my damn phone. Okay, note down. I really like that. Really, really like that. That's probably going to be a thing soon because that kind of solves the skill tree problem that I was having. So what I'm gonna say is this guy does run over here, but he's still in range. He's deliberately not leaving your range. This is potentially planned.
Hmm.
As this other guy is going to sit here, and I don't think. I didn't put in rules for holding action, so I'm just going to have him there and prepared. So, y'all's turn again.
What about the fellow to the north? He didn't do nothing.
He's dead.
He's
Oh,
very
he
dead.
dead.
He got a freaking high caliber bullet through his center mass.
I mean,
So
Oh, wait
Miles,
a minute.
this is kind of your chance to reposition
I didn't
because
see
they're
this one.
all.
All of a sudden, an astral cyborg gazebo rises from the air with metallic tentacles flailing. Its maw is steel trap with sharpened fangs dripping with oil. A small
Not
red
the
flag
gazebo.
waving upon its roof.
Not the goddamn gazebo.
Also, dead, you may have to do math stuff later if you want to participate. It's not a requirement by any means. Anyway,
uh,
yeah, y'all's turn.
the annoying part about my turn is that it's just gonna be running because I can't see away with my 3 speed.
Well, we could do the dark side special. Why don't you position yourself so that you are looking at both exits where I am and to the north with with Overwatch, and I'll just fuck off.
Dead, you don't have to.
Hmm. Honestly, not well. Fuck, that's actually not half bad. Uh, yeah, I'm probably just gonna pop right here. And how is there? Would there be a type of way to essentially Overwatch?
I don't have a rule in for holding actions at the moment. You can like delay your turn from first action to second.
I just want to point out that the guy seems to be holding an action
Well,
on me at the top of
what
there.
I said during his turn was he would have, but I don't have rules for that. So
Oh,
let me write a note on that. Put in a way to hold actions.
so for the purpose of this scenario where one is questionably holding an action and Miles also wants to, do we introduce some kind of ad hoc rule or do we just say no?
Yeah, I'll say for the purposes of this, especially because you were already kind of working along this line, I'll say you can hold an action with a specific trigger. So the goblin's
Okay.
action would be holding a burst of fire or so an attack action for whenever he sees a threat, and then Miles, you can do yours however you want.
I Yep, just simple classic Overwatch. As soon as I see that, or XCOM Overwatch, as soon as I see a motherfucker go into my line of sight, I'm capping it.
All right, as soon as you see a target, you'll light them up. And
Presumably, Devious, were I to lash out with my sword even though he is in range, I would present enough of a target for this man to shoot me.
That is a good question because technically you're not leaving what is more or less full cover.
Well, I mean,
But
kind of. It's full cover while I'm pressed up against the wall. I doubt it's full cover if I'm doing the old Sephiroth swing swong.
yeah, there's an argument to either side. I'm going to say, for the purposes of this, you can take the shot and he won't get a counter shot, but the other goblin is going to be in cover because he's around the bend, so it'll be at a -2.
I think I'm going to do something funnier instead.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
I am going to set him on fire with blast and then turn away and walk away from the flame.
God damn it.
Okay.
I will expend 3 mana and place the epicenter right here. Actually, right here, just to make sure that he doesn't have any weird cover-related bullshit.
Okay. Fair enough. So blast is a spell and or ability. Does a 2x2 AoE on target intersection and is 1d4 plus casting modifier in damage. You're targeting the defense of everything in the area with a single casting roll. So,
All
off
right.
my boy.
So roll 1d12 for casting.
Yep, 1d12 plus casting, just like a normal attack. That is
That's the
okay. Right, we got our first crit, ladies and gentlemen. So, when you roll a 12 on any kind of offensive roll, you automatically get a second hit.
So you roll 2d4 instead of 1d4.
No. This is where my system gets a little finicky. You roll 1d4, and that counts for both hits, just to kind of streamline things.
Oh, okay.
That is a 6.
So, okay, you have 3 casting? Holy shit.
Hmm?
Do you have 3 casting, or is it the 2 hits that you're adding together?
I am confused. I thought you would roll a dice for casting. No? Question.
No, your damage is 1d4 plus your casting stat.
My casting stat is 0.
So it's just 3.
Okay, so that's just 3.
But it's doubled.
Yeah, it's 3 twice, but it's still 3.
Yes.
Okay, which means the goblin has
So actually,
to roll-
you can walk through that very easily. It really is impossible. I wanted to see if it's possible to even include a caster in the starting build. It is physically impossible.
You can because here's the thing.
Because I'm what?
He passed on both of those, but as the rule stands with rattled, make sure I'm not talking out of my ass here. If this number equals current health at any time, fall unconscious.
Oh, okay.
The
So
goblins-
there is.
The goblins only have 1 health, so even though you just blasted him and he didn't take any actual damage, knocked him the fuck out. So you land the blast and it slams him up against the wall, knocking him out entirely.
And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and walk away from the flame.
Okay. So now we are on a fresh turn. And just for the sake of fairness, I'm going to say this is where... actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to say that held actions go until your next turn. The next turn that you take.
Okay.
That seems a little bit more fair. But okay, we're doing initiative again. So,
Fuck!
both in the other phase now. This is actually kind of good, though, because this gobbo is going to come up here, and he is in your Overwatch range, Cade.
Ah, fair enough. Here comes that sniper shot again.
He is going to be in cover.
9.
Okay, so that's a 9.
Oh, -2, so that would just be 7, right? Because it would negate my +2.
Yes, however, that is still higher than his defense, so...
Sweet! 8 damage, -1 on the mitigate.
Oh, yeah, this is going to hurt. So this is going to be... I have to get a 9. And it doesn't necessarily matter, now that I think about it, because he's only got 1 health. If you hit them at all, they go down. And that motherfucker is extremely dead. You take his head right off. So, initial impressions on fighting Chaff. What do we think?
I was gonna initially slightly complain about how enemies get initiative preference, because with so many people having ranged, and when they kind of firing line does, that was scary. I was thinking in other encounters we could all go down just
Wait, hold on.
there.
What do you mean by enemies get initiative preference?
If we both go in second phase, enemies go first.
Yes. But
By that,
you guys,
so
in
we
the,
kind
in
of
the
got firing
scale,
line there.
in the scale of initiative, you guys both rolled very poorly.
Well, yeah, I know.
Well, what I'm saying is that was more of it was a situational issue that's not part of the system, or is that?
Okay, so did I not understand it right? Because my thought was that if everyone rolls above their speed, which at earlier levels certainly looked very easy to do, and therefore everyone goes in phase 2, then it doesn't matter what we roll, always go behind all of them.
Okay.
Is that
I think
correct?
I think there was a misunderstanding. So
Okay.
when you roll initiative, you're trying to roll under your speed.
Yeah.
If you do roll under your speed, you go into first action, which is before the enemies. And this all
Okay, I get
happens
it.
separately per player.
Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of what I was saying, because our speed, at least, unless you literally do nothing but invest in, rolling under the speed is very, very hard at the novice level.
Yes.
That was kind of the input there. So there is a threat of, if we were facing enough chaff, they could firing line us and kill us all.
That is actually kind of by design. I do kind of want the early levels to be a bit scary and sort of force people to think through their strategy a little bit more. And obviously, that you really impossible to do that here because it didn't give you all the chance. But
I mean, yeah, we were just standing like the scenario started.
literally just walk in. It's an arena.
Yeah.
But in actual play, I do want people to kind of think about okay, let's get a little setup. Let's have our sniper posted up with a clear line of sight. Maybe he starts the party. Our melee be close in and ready to ambush and stealth or something. I do want to kind of lean people towards that in the early game rather than just the old D&D walk up to and bonk.
Yeah. I'm happy if but because then positioning at the start of the fight is going to be very important.
Right. So let's do another one. That is a good point. This time I'm going to give you all a little bit of time to actually do some setup. Love how you named your character not Sephiroth, by the way. That's very punny. Okay, so we're gonna have a chunky boy and a couple of dudes, and I'm gonna say as long as you guys.
That's the Spectre, and I hate it, and I'm scared.
No, you're fine. Okay. I'm going to say as long as you guys do not move into line of sight, you're fine. If you do move into line of sight, it is going to be, I'm going to call it an agility check. It's a stealth.
Another interesting question, can in this game, can you open up with essentially a free attack, get the drop on them? So can you start before initiative? Can you launch an attack?
I don't have rules for surprise or anything like that, but I'm going to go with it is fairly assumed that if you use an attack outside of combat, it resolves before combat starts. So, yes.
Gotcha.
Quick note of that.
So,
as well.
Rin, I think the obvious thing here is I pop up, post here, and wait, and you.
I think we can do this as follows. If I start from this side here and try to use the cover close to them,
Yeah.
I don't really feel like running across that plaza in front of you because that's going to be fun.
That's going to be fun, but it is a beautiful sightline for me.
And
Cade
I
actually has a
say,
massive advantage here because he's got 3 actions, so he can pop out fire and then pop back into cover, but with no.
I say
weapons.
I hide here, like at this corner. When I hear the first gunshot, I will try to stealth in.
You could also, if you want, I don't
Yeah, you're not in
think
line of
it's-
sight for anything. I'm assuming that all
Yeah,
of
you
these
could probably
block
keep
sight.
And
keep
probably
going around till like up
like
here if you
I
want and
can.
try to go
No,
behind them.
I want to approach from this. Actually, that's a good point. Do we approach around the back? It's not possible. No, I'll come in from this angle. See if we can
Okay.
get the drop on them.
If you is that where you want to start?
No, I'll be starting here because I know there's no line of sight here yet. And basically, I'll keep trying to stealth until I'm discovered. But
Okay.
I'll use the first shot as the go button.
All right.
So
With that, I will boop and take the shot at the big guy.
okay, calling this a
Yes.
goblin big lad.
Big lad, I love it. That's
no
oh,
relation.
that's a 6.
That is a 6 against a defensive 8. So you take the shot, and it takes off one of his pauldrons, but he's kind of a chunky boy. It does not hit him.
And then the initiative starts.
Yep. So you guys roll again, and for the sake of this, I'm going to assume that Ren is in initiative, but has not been found yet. So they are unaware of
I'm
him.
trying to hide.
Yes.
Oh shit!
Yo!
Oh, I have matched my speed. I assume I need to actually go below it.
No.
Yeah!
So
We're both going first! That's sick!
the way ties work is it has offensive bias. So if you are the one taking the initiative in the situation, i.e., rolling initiative, matching beats.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So, yeah, you guys go first.
So, since I rolled lower, I'll essentially say I go first, and also just want to take 2 more shots at big guy before running into cover again.
Okay. Yeah, there's no cover on his end, so these are just flat shots. These
Here's
are
the first one. That's 7. You said it was 8, so it doesn't hit. And that one's 8. So that does
Okay.
hit because I'm attacking.
Yep. 8. That is offensive bias, so you get the second hit.
And that's 8 damage minus 1 on mitigate.
Yes. So once again, he's got to roll a 9, and he manages it. But
Bloody duck.
Bam.
so you hit him, and it hits a particularly thick plate at the right angle, and just it kind of wobbles a little bit. It goes, and now he's angry.
God damn, you don't know when to sit down.
Yep.
Oh shit!
That was 2 of your actions. You do still have a third. There you go.
Running away.
Alrighty. Ren, you are
Okay.
on.
1, 2. Will attempt to cross line of sight stealthily.
Okay.
3 and go to.
I am going to call this an agility roll. And this is going to be against their wits, which is just going to be like flat 7.
That is a 13.
That is, you are so stealthed, I'm not going to make you roll stealth on the next check. I need to figure out what crits mean for non-combat rolls, but we'll play it by ear.
Okay. I am actually very glad you're not going to make me stealth in the next stealth check. Cause, you know what? I'll just crouch here behind the wall. Stealth
Okay.
for now.
So yeah, you are completely and utterly unknown to these gobos. And that was both of your turns, so now it is theirs. So Big Chunky Boy is very upset with your existence, Cade. He is going to run all the
dear
way
God.
up to here, and he's just he's like, oh Lord, he coming. this gobbo is going to set up, and he's got line of fire going this way. He's holding an action. This gobbo is going to come up here, also has line of fire, holding his action. And new initiative time. Because that is the end
Please,
of the turn.
God, let me go first. No!
Oof.
Shit!
Neither one of you
Big
are
man's
going
gonna
first.
come get me.
Big man coming for your ass. So, yeah, their turn first. Big man's going to get into range. And he's going to take a swing at you with his large weapon. So
Now, something tells me you're upset.
So you can choose to make your target number fighting or defense. I'm assuming you're going to go with defense. And that is a 10. I'm assuming he hits.
Oh, yeah, that still hits me.
Okay, so it's d6 plus 2 for damage. So
Not-
you need
not
to roll
best.
you need to roll above a 4 to mitigate it.
Whew.
Okay, you take the damage, but good news, you're not having any kind of you don't have any
Taco
negative.
Bell bong sound.
Yeah, he just hits you with this giant freaking troll-looking head-ass club and bongs your head into the wall. It's rough. The other goblins, they're not terribly interested in moving forward, so they're just holding position and aiming.
Meanwhile, on the comm bead in your ear, Miles. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What did you say?
This fucking Jesus, this guy can fucking hit.
Sounds like they found him.
Yep.
All right.
Anyway, y'all's turn, and either
One.
speed determines or y'all determine.
2, 3.
Why do I have so many pings on Discord? Okay, a lot of people are streaming.
4.
That's why.
5.
Okay, because of your crit, you don't have to roll another stealth check. I'm assuming you're
It's-
attacking.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm going to say, because you're swinging from stealth, this is at advantage, which means you roll
does that do?
one extra d12, no matter how many attack actions you're doing, and you take the highest result.
Is it? Are both affected by my bonuses or not?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's advantage works exactly like it does in D&D, except instead of rolling 2 dice for every one, you're adding only 1 dice to however many attacks you're doing. So for now, it's exactly the same, but
that's a
great.
crit.
that is not a crit.
Use the
That's
theme song.
That's
Oh wait,
not a
that's
crit.
an
That's
11. Sorry.
No,
It's
it's 11.
still a hit.
Wait. The one above it. Remember, I rolled twice and took the highest.
Yeah, that was +2,
Yeah,
so that was
that's-
11.
Oh, I
100.
see. Oh, +2. Right. There. Fair
Yeah.
enough. It's not a true crit.
Rolled a 13 on a 12. Dog, come on.
It happens.
Very rarely, but okay. So that is how much damage for your long weapon?
That is question. Long weapon
1d6
is 1d6 plus
plus
fight, so +2.
All right, we'll roll your damage.
That is an 8.
Oh shit!
It doesn't necessarily matter because these gobos only have 1 health, but yeah, no, you cut him straight in twain. That dude freaking gone. So unbearably, incredibly dead.
All right.
Do me a solid.
So-
Roll another agility check for stealth. Now that
Okay.
you've quote unquote entered combat.
That
Yeah,
is a
no, the
9.
other goblin has absolutely no idea you're here. He is still blissfully unaware of the
That
threat.
guy died too cleanly and too quickly.
Yeah, you hit
Didn't
him
even make
hard,
a
bro.
noise.
Okay, Miles, we are back to you, my guy.
I am going to. Does
Panic.
putting away my rifle count as an action?
Nah.
Okay, so
Not a big
I'm just
fan
gonna
of it.
take out my pistol because there's no melee threat penalty, and I'm just gonna fucking fan the hammer on his ass.
Okay, so this is going to be 3 separate attacks in direct melee, so roll them out, bro.
Boop. That is a 12.
Okay, 12 total, that's 1 hit. Go ahead and... or, I'm sorry, I have
4
to roll it.
damage.
All right, so he's gonna you bang right into his center chest, but the armor eats it, or the flab and fat, you're not sure, but he
No, I
doesn't seem
said
terribly
fan the
effective.
hammer. I meant
Yeah,
just
I
take
know.
this one action. My last two are me fucking off.
Why though?
Because I would rather take another hit and stay out of his range from now on than continuously try to fight him. Also, there's someone that could do better damage in melee than me.
Okay, so you are aware he has a stack of rattled.
Yes, so
You are aware that stacks of rattled equal to your health knocks you out.
wait. If he has the stack of rattle because I hit.
Yeah, so if you do
Yes.
enough stacks of rattle on him, he will simply go down.
Oh.
He's a chunky boy, but these do not have a crap load of health.
Oh.
So in the
Your logic
yeah,
has clicked in my brain. Bang!
Oh, yeah,
that's a
that's
holy gods!
so that is 2 hits that he has to roll now. And it doesn't necessarily matter. The first one got through, did some damage. The second one, he's already got a stack of rattled. He only has 2 health. That motherfucker is down for the count. He is also snoring. Don't ask me why. So you do still have an action, my guy.
Nah, I ain't gonna be brutal.
I might actually need to redo the rattled set because it does seem like you could get overwhelmed really easily with just spammed attacks.
I mean, they have to hit. You are still going effectively through what D&D does anyway with
Oh,
AC.
wait a minute. I fucked it up in a way. So for rattled, every roll that they make is at a -2, not just a -1
That's quite rough.
per rattled stack. Yeah, I might need to rework that because that is incredibly brutal.
Like, -1 seems to make more sense if you're going to do that already. It's
I
already
agree.
rough enough being able to KO some.
My last thing is just scooting over to post up against this wall and wait a bit.
We
Alright.
can burnies his corpse to pretend like you're telling the goblin to stand down.
Just hold him out there and puppet him like, it's okay, guys, we're done. Anyway, I believe that was the end of this round, so initiative time once again.
Right.
Of course, Ren, you just love rolling crits when it's not time to roll crits.
Enjoy rolling crits for initiative.
Yeah, it is the goblin's turn again. I'm gonna have him roll a wits to see if he notices that his buddy's gone.
The corpse.
The 2 pieces falling gently to the...
Yeah, I'm gonna say that this is a pretty spicy roll. So let's say this is against an 8. He has no idea.
Oh my, that man is like a sniper in TF2. He will not unscope.
Yeah, he's gonna move up to here and hold on now. He's got like barely a sight on you, so he's gonna take a shot at the -2 for cover.
Okay.
So this is gonna be 2 attacks at -3. So that
no.
neither one of those. He just like at the corner and does not hit anywhere near you.
Miles, roll a d12. Highest among us gets to try and take him out.
Who gets the kill?
You can go. You can go.
Honestly, I'm just gonna walk around this corner and just say, "Is that really how you shoot at someone?" Fucking fan the hammer again.
All right, 2 attacks. That's a hit.
Just because I
That's a
can.
hit. Just for the memes. Yeah, no,
Actually, he saved that one because that
it meets.
met. And he
Okay,
saved that one. That little shit.
He saved both of them, but the impact just breaks his face, man. He's not happy.
I'm a little mad that he saved both of them, but still. Bang, 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 bang.
A little bit, yeah. Wait a minute.
I had just enough squares to get to this corner and light him on fire. That's why I was saying we both could have done it.
All right. So got some work to do before we do another run.
There's a few rules in terms of like stealth,
Yeah.
sneak attack, attack of opportunity, and other stuff that require clarification. Kind of.
Okay, so for
Oh,
rattled,
held attack as well.
yeah, held attack. That's on the list. I've been taking notes on my phone.
Okay, cool.
So let's go through these in order of like importance. So first and foremost would be the rattled and how that works. So as stands, each instance of the rattle condition stacks. Character takes a penalty to all rolls, offensive and defensive, equal to. It was twice the number of stacks, but I'm reducing that to 1.
Yeah, with D12s, it's already harsh enough for that pen.
Okay. So I'm thinking, do we want to make it to where it's twice your health in rattled stacks? Because at that point you've already got a pretty gnarly debuff on everything, and you're probably going to be taking health damage anyway.
Yeah, I think twice your health is better than that. Also, pop something in chat. Why did I pop it in chat when I'm talking out? Well, whatever. I'm gonna jump over to Bad's stream. Glad I could help you guys.
Right.
Hope it starts to solidify.
Yeah, much obliged. Thanks for the assistance.
That was fun.
And I'm going to go ahead and move the stream back over to.
I was told that like to let them sleep now, so I will not be able to stay much longer.
All right, man. Well, I do appreciate you being around.
I do have a query / suggestion, depending on how you an idea anyway.
You have my attention.
So when I was building this character, obviously I was emulating Sephiroth to hell and back.
Of course.
Therefore, I did not take advantage of getting a sidearm that like a pistol, for example, because that would break character to bolt.
Okay.
So not just for this specific build, but for anyone trying to do for a caster style, it might be really nice to have the equivalent of materia. That is to say, weapons that shoot really low level style magic.
Weapons that shoot what?
Weapons that effectively, instead of shooting bullets, shoot magic in cannon, like tiny little fireball, some shit like that. Just to give the early casters a better option than spamming a single spell one. Like, to let them not just, like, potentially give someone the chance to build a character that does not have to rely on range, but can actually, have some kind of ranged attack that's equivalent to a pistol, but is flavored different.
So, hold on. What you're basically asking for is something equivalent to cantrips?
It could be. I mean, it's hard. I'm still kind of brainstorming it. It could be equivalent to a cantrip, or it could straight up be a reflavored pistol. That is to say, an item that fires something more energy based.
I mean, that being the case, it's basically a reflavoring of the ability. Unless you're talking about like an actual item, in which case that's more of a shooting thing. And
either or, something along those lines,
like
either cantrips or something.
If somebody wants to do a casting build right now, it is very difficult at early levels.
Yeah. So if I wanted to go like full on Utata Black Mage, I would love to have some base attack that is magical in nature, whether it's a cantrip or something else that I can spam in lieu of the big spells that will drain all.
Okay, I'm gonna add that to my notes.
And with that, I shall bow out.
All right, man. Thanks so much for helping me along with this.
Feel free to ping literally any time for this.
Oh yeah. Before you go though, what are your initial thoughts on the general flow, like how we're doing
Feels great,
etc.?
Honestly, it's definitely very tense because just like in Suede, you don't have a lot of HP, and that you feel it. You certainly feel like.
I can tell you guys were real freaked out about that initial firing line.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was terrifying. And we somewhat dominated those goblins, but it could very easily gone the other way with poor rolls. Like both me and Miles were like fire against that last fight,
Yeah. So, on that note, do you think it would be worth upping the default speed, or maybe like just
Maybe. I felt I was just about okay with speed 4. I feel like I would have felt really hobbled at speed 3.
yeah?
I mean, the only
Miles didn't make that choice
also
though.
bear in mind the reason I felt okay with speed 4 is because my weapon was range 3, so I actually
That's
had
fair.
to run less far in order to be close.
Well, I mean, Miles did kind of mitigate it because he burnt the cost
Yeah,
for an extra action.
yeah, extraction plus ranged doesn't really matter. Also fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels kind of okay. Maybe one extra square on, like, just a singular one up,
I mean,
and give it another roll.
I'm thinking that, or I could boost the amount of XP you get at the levels just a little bit.
If you want to go full on Inquisitor, the gaming system could let us, as an action, sprint instead of move, but which will heavily nerf our attempts to hit things afterwards.
Um, I don't know if I want to add in any temporary stuff like that
But
because already there's some. But I
but
want
that
the
that
system to be
has
as
the chance to
streamlined as
escalate.
possible.
Yeah, that has
Yeah.
a chance to escalate.
Okay.
But yeah, like if you want to try playing around with like a slightly faster, could again change it up a little, give it a shot, see how
Yeah.
people
I could also just
perform.
give it like one more because like every armor except the one you took it does nerf your speed slightly. I guess I kind of
Yeah,
assumed
well,
that people would be going for speed.
I specifically uh grabbed that arm because I wanted a fast melee gap closer style character,
Mm-hmm.
which of course meant that I felt extra vulnerable whenever I wasn't in cover and people had a beat on me because no shooting defense is rough.
Yeah.
By the by, yeah, like if were this a full system, I would be looking to spec into some ability that lets me my fighting defense against ranged opponents, like somewhere down the line.
That would probably be one of those things like we were talking about for the Shadowrun
The
style progression. Like if you
unlocks.
yeah, if you get like to plus I don't know, +6 fighting, then you can start using that to defend against some ranged attacks.
Because at that point you're like blocking bullets and shit.
Yeah. It's like the freaking evasion in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what I was referencing because that was cool as hell when you managed to spec into it, and it was something you
Yeah,
could actively kind of for.
I kind of don't want to do that as a knee jerk reaction because in Cyberpunk, evasion was non negotiable for a combat fighter. Like
That is true.
if you had a combatant, you had to have evasion at that level. Otherwise, you just weren't going to keep up.
But I mean, you also kind of have to think about like what I mean. It is not normal to build a dedicated character like this, but for many other people it is. And if someone wants to build a melee character, what do they invest in? Because balancing defense and fighting will overall might nerf you, but fighting by itself can leave you extremely vulnerable to a firing line.
That's the point. So, like,
Whether that's
I
Mhm.
wanted that to be a way for people to be extremely competent in melee without giving them like an OP kind of sensation. Because,
Yeah.
like, as stands, I agree. That does kind of force you to balance the two. But think about if someone is focusing purely on shooting. They're exactly in the same spot, except their shooting doesn't give them a defense against other shooters.
I mean, they're in the same spot in reverse sense that the melee character when they get into range gets scary.
Yeah, what I'm saying is they have it worse though, because shooting doesn't give you any defense at all. Fighting, if you're in melee, fighting is the only stat that you need.
I get it. I get it. So fighting gives you an additional layer of defense that you can potentially, like, you can go all in to fighting,
Yeah,
and then just use, like, were I to build this character further, I would be looking to spec into this
Jekyll just
and
says
various
so.
other.
Basically, you wanted them to be Astartes, but not Lucius. Dog. You did break up though. What were you saying?
If I were to build this character further, I'd be spec into warp and various ability, so that I could just essentially exposing as little of myself as get between areas and sort people.
Right.
Especially with Overwatch, it
Oh,
gets interesting. It gets interesting trying to approach an enemy. But that's not
Very
necessarily a
much
bad thing. That was quite fun trying to get around people's line of fire and get into melee.
Yeah. It did not occur to me in the moment to give you guys the chance to like flank or do other stuff. And I really
Also,
should have because that was almost very bad.
I assume psychic abilities are far from complete, as well as weapons in general.
Yeah, they're the basic combat and weapons are significantly further along than like psionics and magic abilities.
But consider a shield ability. Well,
Yes, definitely. That is on the list. Actually, I've
alright.
mentioned that I've been kind of looking into these zines kind of things, and there's a few of those that I'm kind of looking at. Like Pocket Fantasy has something like that. Yeah, Arcane Armor. So would like something along those lines.
Ironically, I've been thinking a lot about, mostly prompted by our games of Pathfinder, about interesting takes about how you could spice up combat in those kind of systems to make it less feeling like just purely game mechanical. But it is something I definitely want to try on the DMing side of things. I may or may not run a short at some point to give some weirder variants a try.
You know, I'm interested.
Sounds good.
But okay.
All right.
You have a good one, my friend. I'm going to do
Yep.
some tweaks.
Good night.
Good night.
Sierra.
All right, and I believe we are alone once again. Oh no. That's okay. All right, let's get in my list here. All right. So I've got some notes that I'm going to try and cut through and adjust what I can. I'm completely alone when you got chat. That is fair. I'm surprised so many of y'all are still here. In all honesty. Okay, so I still got what Basil said, which is the short intro for newbies. Gotta figure out attacks of opportunity. That's gotta be a thing. You can't attack them with a equipped melee weapon. Distance not determined. Attack by carry. Let's put this here. I'm kind of going back to what we said about Pathfinder, where attacks of opportunity are more of like a specialist sort of thing, rather than a just a basic mechanic. It would be the bane of melee characters or ranged characters at high speed. Exactly. So yeah, there is definitely a way for people to kite, but well, I mean, if you're spec'd into melee to that extent that you can't use all of your actions to catch up with a ranged character that is just running away and shooting and kiting you, then I'm going to be honest, you made an extremely chunky, super tanky build that is not mobile in the first place, and that's just kind of one of your weaknesses. Think you'd be able to use your system to build in a Stardust Warframe and then have him fight? Probably, like at the very late game level. But I still need to flesh it out a lot more for that. Bear in mind, I'm wanting to put this to print. Like, I want this to be something that I can, like, hopefully sell. That is the goal. So I'm gonna do it this way. I'm just gonna leave that there for now. And I'm not gonna put it in yet. I want to see if I can figure out the like ability progression. I need to figure out how Shadowrun does it, or maybe I could just figure it out otherwise. But oh yeah, a way to hold actions. That's another thing. And bulk. I feel like bulk should be down here next to equipment. Yeah, let's do this here. Okay, that looks a little jank, but it's okay. So I'm digging that. Then we got to put in a way to hold actions. There. Okay, so held actions in. Rin just sent me something. Consider cantrips a la FF7 materia, an item that slots into your weapon. I don't like tying cantrips to weapons though, because not all casters are going to want to use weapons. Case in point, the character that I would make if I just snapped together one right now would be like a yeah, it would be sort of a hand-to-hand centric Gish. So like a martial artist caster combo. That could be a cool thing to slot in, like for an ability, though. But I don't think that's worth doing as is. Now I gotta figure out surprise. There we go. Very rough rule. If that doesn't work out, we can change it later. Still gonna leave AOPS in here because attacks of opportunity I feel like is a big thing that a lot of people kind of pay attention to. So I do want that to be something up there. And the question I'm having with the attacks of opportunity is, do I want there to be a progression system that's deep enough that I could just slot the AOPS in there? Or do I want to keep it streamlined and just have that be something that everybody can do for the sake of ease of use? Which is kind of a thing. Now, oh wait, for a spammable ability with casting, if I allow it to do a... Ooh, hold on a minute. I have an idea. I have a plan, Arthur. Okay, so thinking of ability progression, say we have casting. If you get a +2, say, it gives you a, it basically allows you to cast Bolt for free. And then say you get another 2 into it, so a +4, then you can cast Telekinesis for free or heal or something like that. Maybe not heal, but you know. Damn. The reason I'm thinking so hard on this is that would add a lot more depth to the system, which I'm sort of okay with, but also I don't know if I can pop up enough abilities on all of the stats that uh, wouldn't already jack with everything else. Maybe I could. Let's take a look. So I would need to do them for non-combat as well as combat, is the thing. So for fighting, we could have it be to where you, I don't know, say at +2 fighting, you can. Already on that one. Well, casting's fairly easy because you can just progress that along. Like you get a cantrip for all intents and purposes at certain casting levels, and as you progress further, you get more and more powerful cantrips that you could just use at will. Shooting, I guess you can make that like as you get more shooting skill, you can increase your range with any given weapon. Then I guess there you could add in like you ignore cover to a certain extent. Defense would be change that a little bit. What would defense be? I don't know. And I'm not even sure how any of these will work. I guess I could just add in little bits and then we'll figure it out from there. Yeah, let's do this. And yeah.
So yeah, let's do that, and then 4 plus. So let's do this. Let's relax on that for now. So let's add that as just like a little cantrip kind of thing, and then we can adjust these as we go along, I suppose. I just don't know what kind of abilities I would add for like fighting, shooting, etc. Say nothing of the combat or the non-combat stats. I think I may have overdone it slightly. My brain is starting to scream at me. Oh, for fighting, we could do AOPS. So let's do at, I don't know, 5 plus for fighting. I do kind of want it to be sort of high. Let's do 4 plus. Plus. Did a thing. Somebody did a thing. Can't see exactly what it is. Goma re-upped their membership. Thank you so much, my friend. At least I think that's what that is. Yes. All right, Goma, much obliged, my friend. That might have been an auto pay kind of thing. Either way, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And of course, I scroll down slightly and I see the past super chats that somebody threw at me. Freaking Jack Wolf, Maxim 37. There is no such thing as overkill, only open fire and reload. Those Maxims are great. So I'm going to make that only one attack, not an attack action. Otherwise, somebody with multiple attacks is just going to get free stuff out of that. I guess we don't need like full progression on these. Yeah, I'm starting to lose it just slightly. I think I'm gonna go get myself something to eat. But as stands, I am quite pleased with how we've progressed this so far. Like, I really do need to playtest more often because these few moments that we've had, like just those 2 engagements, we've learned a lot. So, I'm gonna say that we're done with the stream for now. But thank you guys so much for hanging out, for viewing, all that fun stuff. Really and the feedback. But yeah, if you guys would like to join in the playtesting, server is down below, Discord server. Everybody's more than welcome, and whenever I'm streaming, just let me know. Take it deep, have a good one. You as well, Sona. Good to see you here. Appreciate you pinging me again, by the way. Yeah, y'all have a wonderful day. I will see y'all next round.